Alrighty then, let's give Demon Hunter a go. Start the game from scratch, I assume. I think she's too low level to join a public game. Let's make her more feminine, shall we? Okay then, let's just quickly check. Yeah, so the public games you can only do the Fallen Star as well, so it only corresponds with how far you've got in the single player as well. So I think I'll just do a single player so I can go at my own pace, which will probably be quicker and more efficient. And I'll start Fraps again when I find a game. Oh, that only took a few more tries, but there you go.
Only the dead reek like this. The fallen star is near.
Animation looks a bit weird. So what have we got? Hungering Arrow. Fire a magically imbued arrow that seeks out targets for 115% weapon damage. Has a 35% chance to pierce through targets. Shoots your ranged weapon for 2 free damage. Yep.
I have journeyed here to find the fallen star and purge its evil from this land.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
We can't open the gates until we drive them back.
They keep coming.
So bear in mind, if you do want to do one of every class, you're going to have to play the game over and over again, basically, which isn't so much of an issue. The randomly generated maps aren't going to be too bad. That'll make it a bit more different.
I've never seen anyone fight like
but
that
quest-wise, it seems the same. You don't start off in a different area
we'll
as this hero, and then make your way back, sort of thing. Doesn't happen.
I came here to study the
At least, not with the Demon Hunter, because she's doing exactly the same as what my Barbarian did.
I worked my hands to the bone to bring you.
I promised Marco I'd protect him, but now he's dead.
Well, that's new. Oh, or is it? Maybe not.
Nothing ever seems to change in New Tristram.
Yeah, but he wasn't here before, was he?
There's always some threat of the
thought he was
risen
further
dead
up here.
or foul
sure.
evil descending on the town, isn't there?
I can craft. Oh, I see. So you don't get to keep him. I mean, well, you do get to keep him. It's exactly that. But he's not. He doesn't start wherever I found him in the first place. So I don't know if they replace him with someone else, or whether you just never have that quest again because it's already done. Because technically, here he is. This is something I created basically with my Barbarian, but he's available for my Demon Hunter. But obviously she can't really use him because she needs quite a lot of gold to make the decent stuff as it is, and she needs the magic stuff. But I'll tell you what, it's a better start than not having him at all, isn't it? So yeah, gives yourself an advantage for your alt characters. So I think maybe they did that deliberately, Blizzard. If you create alt characters, they'll come with like the gem merchants or the blacksmith artisans, so that if you do go around dungeoning it up and you do get yourself magic items and a fair bit of cash, 949 gold, I guess the gold does carry through then, because I'm sure that's probably what my Barbarian had left. So your gold and your status with your blacksmiths or gem merchants or whatever the hell else you get in the game, basically the things you get to keep, yeah, stay around with your other alt characters. So you could pimp out your alt character quite quickly if you wanted to, at least for early game. I'm not sure how well it will work later on, but you could keep building them up or keep them up to date very quickly and easily, rather than relying on random drops by the looks of it.
The dead, rising from their graves.
Your cart is blocking the way. Move it. Your cart is blocking the way. Move it.
How dare you?
The dialogues will
speak to me
basically
like
be
that?
the same,
I'm
except
the mayor of this town.
you'll simply get a
you
different
should be
dialogue
out there
from your
fighting.
character. She'll be
Are
saying
you
roughly,
mad?
or he will
This
be
town
saying
is
roughly the
doomed.
same thing.
Anyone with a grain of sense should be
But
trying to get
more
out.
true
Do
to
you
the
know
character
me
that they
or
are,
what?
such as
No.
Demon Hunter.
You deserve whatever dark fate comes to you.
Tristram used to be.
Just quickly chat to people, make sure I cover everything.
Leah, is it? Rumford said that you survived the Fallen Star's impact.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
I've become stronger.
This is killing business. Welcome to the Slaughtered Calf Inn. Bring me whatever treasures you have no use for.
That's probably because of the Barbarian, that being available.
Casket.
Since I hit level 11, I can now get that, whereas before, if I started this game and this Demon Hunter was the first one that I ever played, that wouldn't be available to me, and neither would that one probably, just minor health potion. Let's go get your book, because I'm not sure, do I get all the story? No, I've got to rebuild the story at least.
We've been under siege for 6 days now.
With a new world, you've got to get all the lore parts by yourself.
Captain Rumford and the others are losing hope. I tell them not to lose faith. The dead will overwhelm us all.
Then I shall...
Thank you. You should...
So this will be a pretty swift run through. Pretty much just to find out what her abilities involve. You know. Impale a target for... Sounds good.
16 militiamen went out. Only Rumford came back. How could I help?
What can I do to help fight the risen dead?
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
Don't worry. I will avenge their deaths.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
They're attacking the barricades!
Got to bear in mind the hatred and discipline, how that works. Because I might really like it, and I might really hate it. Which that way,
that's one of
I'll
the
know
wretched
whether I'm
mothers.
going to play Demon Hunter or not.
There are more of them in the ruins down the road.
We'll just skip her. New lord?
I, Deckard Cain, have spent many years traveling and writing about the strange creatures in our world. But the sight of the wretched mothers still haunts me. They are the remnants of Queen Asilla's slaughtered handmaidens who were twisted by foul magic. Now they feast upon cadavers and regurgitate them as newly formed, risen dead.
So it costs a lot more hatred, but it does do at least double the amount of damage of Hungering Arrow. So providing you've got enough hatred to go around, you probably want to use it up a little bit and then probably switch to doing lighter attacks with Hungering Arrow. Start off with a couple of impales and then build up your rage will automatically or hatred rather will automatically build up over time quite quickly. So you want to keep an eye on it. I think with a Demon Hunter you probably have to be more careful with how you spend your abilities, especially since she's probably quite vulnerable to getting surrounded, so she needs to be cautious on how she uses tactical abilities and doesn't blow all of her resources straight off the bat. Otherwise she can end up getting pretty harshly owned.
Dear reader, I am Abd al-Hazir, adventurer, scholar, and researcher. I share my knowledge of this incredible world and its creatures through my insightful missives, often at grave risk to myself. Why, I was recently in Honduras, where my tents were ransacked by vicious quill fiends. I was able to beat them off with a shoe, but a less bold man would have fared far worse.
So when this pierces through targets, it simply just bounces onto the next target. How did it do that? Bounced off something. I've not quite understood that yet. Till I see it happen a few more times, and then I can work that out. See, it bounces through. Is that what it means? It's sort of like a glaive ability, where it just sort of keeps going on to the next target. Either way, it's very good if that's the case, and it barely costs anything, which makes sense. I mean, one of your most basic abilities, you must have some sort of almost unlimited resource that potentially doesn't do much damage, but at least you've got it there, something to attack with. Otherwise, if they made it so all of her abilities are high cost, then you'd be pretty darn screwed. think she'd be quite fun if she could attack really fast. I think that's one of her abilities later on in the game, is to increase her attack rate by a large percentage. I'm missing leap though already. You got to strike the balance between using impale on that. And try not to waste it if you can help it. If you can finish them off with a lighter hit, then do it.
These unholy creatures
rather than just using another impale.
Now.
It's always better to start off with like your impale. That's what I found with a barbarian. Just use like a high rage ability to begin with, and then build it up again. And just keep an eye on it whilst obviously keeping an eye on the screen at the same time, so you don't get surrounded and killed. It's a little bit micromanage, but doable.
All of these chests are empty. Something isn't right here.
It's a new randomly generated area. This bow does a lot more damage. You can actually see where you're supposed to go. Later on, when you're trying to find out certain areas, such as the cathedral levels, the next level to go to, it doesn't seem to show on the big map when you highlight it. So maybe it's just for the very beginning.
Old Tristram, Diablo's
if it bounces and you hit only one person, I think it just bounces onto them again. So that's kind of nice. See, that bounced back onto him. That's a very good ability. Well, the queen is over here, so let's go deal with her. Easy. Suppose I could have made this character hardcore. I'll worry about that for the next one or something. Although I think Demon Hunter would be an easier character to play as hardcore, simply because of the range. As long as you know what you're doing, and you don't put yourself into too many suicidal situations, you can be very cautious with her.
Some devious little goblins have been robbing our merchants. When pursued, they simply open portals and disappear with the most aggravating chuckle. The peasantry seem to believe that the goblins serve a great demon lord known as Greed. And furthermore, that their portals lead to Greed's domain. A ludicrous notion, truly.
Good old Tristram. Still no cows here though. Yeah, you're better off not worrying about little pickups of gold at this point, because if you just speed on with the game and get on with it, you'll get much more gold later on. I suppose that applies all the way through. Don't know what your type of gold or what amount of gold you'll be getting towards the very end of the game, but it'll probably be quite significantly higher than what you're picking up at the moment. Obviously, try and aim to pick up the gold, but you know, no point going out of your way for it at this point.
Thank you for your help, but could you talk some sense
then again,
into Leah?
yeah,
She won't give up
helps.
on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
Nor should she. I will help her find him.
That's what the barbarian said. I'm not sure why I'm worrying so much about items at this point.
Come, let us search for your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first.
Got a right good bunch of things for you this fine day.
Yeah, so before I was just destroying magic items. One thing I'd be interested to see is if items stay where they are. So I'll buy back one item, see what type of item. If it just stays on the ground like it used to in Diablo 1.
Found some interesting things on my latest dig. You should take a look.
Because that's what I did. I don't know if it worked with Diablo 2, but it did work with Diablo 1. Whereas if you just drop something on the ground, and then no matter how far you go into the game, it's always going to be there in town when you come back for it. I really like that. Because you get a full inventory all the time, and you might have stuff that you don't necessarily want to sell yet, but you haven't got much use for, so you just chuck it on the ground. That's better than what I've got.
I worked my hands to the bone to bring you these fine.
I don't think I'm going to need this healing potion yet, so I'll chuck that in there. I think I'll be fine.
Here, let me open the gate.
Alright then, you open the gate.
Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What of your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons.
I suppose you probably should just pick up the gold anyway. I'm telling you that to not worry so much, because I know that later on you'll be fine, but if you want to make sure your character's good, then yeah, just
look,
get anything you can, I suppose.
Follow me.
But if you can survive till
Your
later
mother
on.
had her secrets.
Oh, it's just me theorising
she was
so
a witch,
much, but it doesn't
but I
matter
never
that
believed
much.
it.
Honestly.
Captain Dalton!
The old
Not enough hatred.
run back. So Demon Hunter could be good for me for that, because I can do that quite easily. Hit and run. But obviously it's quite a bit more effort than just standing
Here's
there
the
and
key,
whacking things.
and my mother's journal.
And it's
What I've seen of it is disturbing.
depends how much
I want to know
effort you
more
could be
about her,
bothered to
but
put
that
in.
can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard
If
first.
you're playing it for a
I
long
will
time,
go.
you might not want to have
Stay
to
here
hit
and
and run
learn what
back
you
every
can.
single time.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again, but like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
Just set up a little trap there. How many of these can you put down? Oh, I see. It does use up your discipline, so you can't put down unlimited. But you can put down a lot. So your Demon Hunter is more of your sort of careful character, really, but a lot of people might just want to play a character that can just smash things and not have to worry so much about playing tactically. Whatever floats your boat, I suppose. I imagine Monk is going to be right up my street though, but I haven't got round to that yet. Monk will be next, I think. And I very much look forward to it. I imagine Monk is probably going to be my main character. But I don't know for sure. I don't think I ever went in the mass grave last time. I didn't think it was something you could click onto. I did do it on one character. But the Barbarian's the only other character I did it, but I don't remember doing it with him. Not properly. Maybe I did it accidentally. Or maybe I just forgot. I don't know. I can't remember everything now. You lay it on the ground as well. 6 discipline. You got way more hatred than you got discipline. So that's something to bear in mind as well, number-wise.
The infamous Tristram Cathedral. I am close to the fallen star now.
Here we go. Whoa.
So this is where the star fell. My quarry must be near.
Although then again, thinking about it, Demon Hunter would be a very good team player because of these traps. So there's that to bear in mind, because obviously you're probably going to be playing this as quite a lot of public games or with friends. So you won't be playing this so much on your own, unless you're just sort of like pimping it out or having fun with yourself, however you choose to do that. But as a team player, I can see how she might work. So you probably want either a monk or a barbarian for at least a melee class that can tank the boss. Although you don't have any real taunt abilities, but by being melee, they'll probably be the main focus of the boss, unless he's got any abilities to sort of work out who needs to attack.
You won't survive that!
But it will probably go for the nearest one, I imagine.
My hatred is too low.
Then get hating. Go do the washing up or something, or cook. Probably supposed to go up that way because I recognise this map. After doing so many of these runs, you start to recognise it. Part of the fun, really. I don't think it should be totally randomly generated every single time you do it, and so you can never know unless you get lucky, just sort of getting the same map again and recognising it. It's kind of nice to sort of know what you're up against, but to also have the chance to get something different. So you've got several different random maps. You can put the effort into learning them all to be as good as you can be. quite like her actually. Keeps you on your toes a bit more, to be honest. Ow! No chandelier. That's the chandelier. I get you. Yeah, the animation isn't too bad now. It's just because she was attacking downhill and the arrow was sort of still firing quite high up. Just looked a bit weird. Otherwise, it's okay. See, when they're all gathered like that, you're waiting to look for a little switch to enable the chandelier, but I don't see it. Not this time. I like that you don't have to worry too much about her shots or anything like that, ammo, and her basic attack you could attack probably forever. Or if you did try keep attacking over and over and over again with left click, it'd probably run out after a very long time, because you've got to bear in mind that it regenerates as well, very fast. I can't watch it at the same time as I'm attacking though, so otherwise I'd be interested to see. I could just watch it. You can see it, it's not going down really, no. You could essentially attack forever then with just left click. So you don't have to worry about hatred going down just to attack. So that's nice.
I could get accustomed to that.
Level 5 already. Really speeding through it after one good old playthrough with the barbarian all the way.
We could keep the dead trapped here. Akarat, save me!
He's in a different spot as well. So this has been randomly generated again. I don't remember this one.
My name is Lackdanon, and I'm cursed. Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I lived only to honor my land and my king. No man has a greater love for his king than I had for mine, even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart.
I know the later randomly generated maps quite well, but not the early ones like this. Cathedral level 1. Level 3 and onwards I'm pretty familiar with them, but I still get them wrong from time to time. And if you get them wrong, then you're going to be running around for a long time, believe me. Because they're big. They're big maps. Ooh, hello, carrion bats.
Not enough hatred.
It's quite good actually. I quite like this. This sort of level of control you can have. It's very nice to play around with. But in team games, things might get killed before she can do anything. Unless you're doing it on a nightmare, then you'd have to work quite well as a team and use her abilities. Otherwise, people just be smashing face, and you'll be at the back saying, "Let me use my abilities. I've not got to use any of them yet because you're killing the mobs before I can even get there." Checkpoint. A loose stone. Ooh, lots of goodies. She's almost full. Yep, I thought she might be. Let's have a quick check. What can I... Ah, screw it. I'll worry about it in a moment. Oh, that's
Foul minions! Stay back! Back! May this ledge hold. Oh! The Skeleton King?
The power of the fallen star awakened me.
and soon all will suffer as I have suffered. Gods, bring me his bones!
Come on, Deckard, you can do it. Take him on. I'll just be over here whilst you're doing that. I wonder if you could fail this bit just by taking too long to help him.
Cain! I'm here to rescue you!
Help! Help! Oh, thank you. But why did you risk yourself for me?
Leah asked for my aid.
Sorry about that, Cain. I did kind of trail off there. Too busy looking for other stuff to pick up. But I still get the quest done, so that's fine. The fuck? Back in a second. Okay, back. Right, yeah, won't
this
be able to get
cannot
through this
be
door.
opened yet.
There we go. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to, at the very least, with each character, I'm going to make sure I play each character and basically complete the Diablo 3 beta with them, which means killing the Black King or the Skeleton King, however you want to say it. Oh, there he is.
We must discuss the fallen star. Follow me to Tristram.
Why so grave, Mr. Deckard Cain? Yeah, so I'll basically complete the game with him, which will roughly get me to level 7 or 8, I reckon. With each character. And then if I have time, because remember this is open beta and it basically finishes tomorrow at 6 PM my time, and it's 7:20 PM today. I've got to go to sleep soon anyway, because I go to work at stupid early hour o'clock in the morning.
Uncle, you're alive!
Thanks to you and your friend here.
I have but one request of you. What do you know of the fallen star?
Not much, I'm afraid, though the prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is that you're back.
Whoosh. So let's... Oh, look. Those items that I dropped on the floor, they ain't there anymore. So it looks like you can't just chuck stuff on the floor and then expect it to be there whenever you come back, whether you save it or not, or leave the game, etc. That's what a stash is for. Okay? This is where you put the stuff that you want to keep. Oh dear. So I just lost those items, but it was worth finding out for. It was worth finding that out, so I know that if I go into the main game, do not drop anything on the floor expecting it to be there, especially if it's important, because you'll be screwed.
I worked my hands to the bone to bring you these fine goods.
Wow. I don't know if having high armor affects your character though, slows them down. I don't think so. I think your characters will move at whatever exact speed that they're set to, and gear won't affect that in any way, I think, in this game. Don't hold me to that though, because obviously I don't know. I'm new to the beta as well. Those gloves could have been better. Does it show the last thing I bought? Sort of in order, but not quite. See, I'm already doing things a lot quicker and easier now that I understand how it works, so I'm really glad I got a chance to do this beta. So essentially, I mean, I don't want to necessarily have the beta forever, or up until like the last day, as long as I just got to play it, so I understand what's coming up when I do actually play it for real. It'll help me out a lot.
After King Leoric went mad.
See, I don't really have to talk to the villagers in this. I don't think there's any... You don't have to worry about that either. In certain games, like for example Dragon Age, it's kind of really important to talk to everyone
From the east shall come a monarch.
all the time about almost anything and everything to make sure you don't miss out quests or something important. Whereas in this game, they're not going to screw you over too much if you don't talk to like a crappy little villager or something, unless he obviously leads to a quest. But if you've played the game through and you've done everything properly the first time, you'll know what to bother with and what not to bother with. So I like that. That works for me.
The Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's evil. He lost both of his sons and his very soul before he was.
Yeah, if you want to see like the whole story and everything,
it seems he's risen to.
If you haven't already seen it, you're better off watching my barbarian playthrough because I basically cover everything in that.
Fallen Star until
but since I've already done this, I'd be more tempted to just do that. The key, I love that as well. I cut him off. The key to defeating him is, and then it just cuts off. So we'll never know.
We have come at last to Tristram's old cathedral. This is where Diablo, Lord of Terror, first corrupted mankind. This is where I may finally find the answers I seek. Leah worries after...
These dark events tax us. I worry for Hadrig, our blacksmith, most of all.
Hang on a second.
Most of my life
I've noticed that he wasn't there.
He's convinced that the forces of hell will...
What did you... How did you...
See, this is just chatting to people, making sure you covered everything if you really wanted to.
Leoric was driven mad by Diablo.
I volunteered. When Leah told...
No, see, he's gone. So you can still do the quest with, Hadric, is his name? The blacksmith guy.
Bless you for sake.
So this is how it is?
Because he'll be back over here to start a quest.
Yes,
so.
I've got some new... Each of my items is very special to me. Leah spent all night alongside the blacksmith's wife, tending the wounded.
So they still managed to fit it in that you do his quest where you kill his wife. Okay, fair enough. No, they managed to make that work, so that's fair enough.
Thank you.
I thought that because you'd already begun at that area now, you weren't going to worry about it, but no, they've covered their bases, is what they've done. I assume they've done the same with the gem merchants and whatever other merchants they have. I never looked into the other merchants, but I'm sure they've got more than one. Whoa. Oh, it's going down.
I'm sorry.
Sorrow won't save your town, blacksmith.
So make sure you're not attacking behind a wall or a pillar or a ranged class like this. You can finish him off, you know. He's chasing after me.
Mira.
Hang on.
My love.
Okay, back. Hadric. There we go.
Help me!
Can I dodge her missiles? No, you can't. Maybe. Oh, yes, you can. Right, you just have to be a certain distance or
I couldn't
get it
have
right.
done this without you.
That's good to know.
I'm in your debt. My name is Hadrig Aemon.
There is one favor I must ask of you. Do you know where Leoric's crown is?
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
Her scarf flies round if you go round and round. Whee! Suppose I can go down here first because I know there's nothing down here.
Come over here.
Okay.
I've got
What have you got?
I'm happy
Anything
to
good?
sell to you.
Trinkets are probably worth buying because
where you got these goods from, okay?
Yeah, we'll get the trinkets because from my experience in the war, I never came across...
I can't use this yet.
Oh, I can't use it yet. Pity. Not far to go though until I can use it. But yeah, if I remember rightly. Oh, I'm so close to being able to afford that as well. I might just sell that. Even though I could... Yeah. There we go. Oh. I could get 2 of those. I don't know if they're unique. Otherwise I'd definitely get 2 of those. Shit. No, it's too late now. I can't sell it back to him for the same price. Oh well, that's a lesson learnt.
You think you're some type of hero?
Not enough discipline.
Just cover this area. You can't actually go anywhere. This should take you to the next act.
Ferry to Wortham isn't running. Can't take anyone anywhere.
There's a big pack coming this time. Stand your ground.
Kill them without the bloody help of the militia guys.
That's the last of them. The bridge is clear.
Good to know. Probably said that last time as well. Thinking about it. It's the typical reaction I'd have.
Scavengers are ugly, pathetic creatures who survive off of carrion and corpses, too diseased to attract any other carnivores. I did once meet a raggedy fellow who claimed that he had trained one of the beasts to bring him large rats to eat. But I'm sure the story is utter nonsense.
Not enough hatred.
Have I got electric attacks or something?
I feel more powerful.
Power. Oh look, isn't that an AoE explosion that hits other friendly mobs? By friendly mobs I mean enemies, basically. His friendly mobs, because the other guy blew up and I don't remember actually physically killing him myself. But he sort of ran into the other guys he was blowing up and that must have done it. And killed him as well. I can wear those rings now. Sweet. Kit them out quickly. I mean, you might get lucky and find some rings, but I never did on my barbarian. Never found a neck either. So specific things like that,
not enough hatred.
It's worth spending your money on the rings, whereas it's not worth bothering with anything else. Basically, neck. If you ever find neck and rings, or possibly shoulders, you probably want to buy them. From my experience so far, everything else you can basically replace it with stuff that you find and kill. Not really threatened enough at the moment to use the traps that much. But they're still useful, so it's still good to have them. But like I say, harder modes, I'll imagine the traps are coming very handy. They're good abilities though, they're not like things to be snubbed at. So far from the Barbarian, I mean all of these abilities are good. I can't really snub them. And it's good, because you don't really want any class having an ability that you just think, oh, you're never going to use it. The idea is that everything should be something that you can use. It's just your choice as to which one you want to use. Yo, hang on a second. Those interrupts just keep on coming. Oh, what it would be like to play in peace. I don't know. I don't think I've ever witnessed that or experienced that. Even though I am in my own room, it still somehow managed to get interrupted every 20 seconds. It's a trap. Probably just want to use the first attack here, because it can bounce off onto other mobs. So it might potentially do more damage than my actual impale arrow. But then I don't know that. That's a long range headbutt. Seems easier to hit things and smoother and nicer to sort of play a ranged character in this than it was in Diablo 2, from my experience. It's a bit harder to hit mobs in Diablo 2. But in this, things connect, as long as you aim in the right direction, obviously. It's a bit better. It feels like I'm hitting what I should be hitting, rather than sort of depending on luck, whether my arrows hit them or not. I'm not saying Diablo 2 had that wrong, but I just remember when I was playing my wizard and that, the ranged abilities that I used with the wizard didn't always seem to connect as well as they probably should have done in terms of how well I was controlling it. But obviously, as you can see, I can control things quite nicely. That's a good idea as well. If you see, because you have a chance to pierce through your enemies, try and hit the one at the back. So if I get this guy and that guy after me, see if it works. Come on. So slow. Why are zombies so slow anyway? There we go. Oh, I didn't pierce through. But the theory is, I'll have to look at that, because maybe it only works if you attack the one at the back, or if you attack the one at the front, then it pierces through into the next one anyway. I can't help but theorize everything as I'm doing it. It's one of my strengths and also one of my flaws. Any excuse to use a trap. I like how it bounces back even if it's only one attack target. I wonder if there's like a mini mission to kill the lamppost or something. Or an achievement. I didn't see one for it. Otherwise I can't understand why you want to bother killing them. Just because you can? That'll be nice. Really long range as well. Don't have to get closer to hit them. As long as you can see them on your screen, you seem to be able to fire at them. Let's see. As long as they're targetable, yeah. I could see him a little bit at distance, but he wasn't quite targetable. And now he is. And now he's dead. Yep, so you can hit the first target as well and it'll just bounce onto the next target. So you don't really have to be really clever with aiming your shots. For example, if I wanted to hit them both with a piercing shot, I have to hit the one at the back. No, just hit whichever one you like and it'll basically bounce off. So you don't have to worry too much about that, which is probably right, because when action gets crazy, you don't really want to be... I mean, you've got enough things to worry about, and there's little traps and stuff like that to be clever with. You don't want everything to be an absolute effort. Do you know what I mean? Just trying to predict where he's going.
Not enough hatred.
I got it wrong. See, that bounced off and killed the back one. It takes a while to map out these areas. Don't want to get too close, because they do a medium ranged attack. The only problem with being a ranged character is attacking things when there's something in the way, like an obstacle like that, you'll hit the obstacle first. So that's something to bear in mind. You do have to position yourself. You can probably take a lot more care as a ranged character than as a melee character, because a melee character is obviously going to get right in front of the mob and then hit it and not worry. If anything else is around it, it will get smashed, but the mob will definitely get smashed first. So with these gravestones, some of them are going to block my hits, so you need to bear that in mind. Keeps walking into my traps. I don't know if it's a good idea to kill him quickly or let him run around for a while, dropping gold and then kill him. Don't suppose it makes that much difference. But I've never seen him teleport away, but apparently he does that. Well, at least according to the lore. I don't know if it actually genuinely happens in the game. But you don't want him teleporting away because he drops quite a lot of stuff, so it's worth just making sure he dies before he does potentially get away. Ooh, special character. Ooh, nice knockback. Zombie. Zombie nation. Cool, look at all this. Throwing up all over the shop. This place is a tip. And I can hit her through like the bushes, so I can kite her. So as a ranged class you can kite quite well, as long as you're not attacking with a wall or an obstacle in front of you, but sort of like a kind of bush area, then it's doable. More elites.
Not
as well.
enough hatred.
They're all coming out, aren't they?
I've become more formidable.
As I level up though, I get all my health back and resources, so that's good to know. They managed to dodge my arrow. Cheeky sods.
I'm overburdened.
Am I? Oh, that's not good. All these mobs.
My hatred is too low. My pack is full.
Okay. Let's see if this gold and other stuff stays there then. Will I TP? Oh, I can't TP yet. I haven't learned that ability. Oh, snap. You get that later on. That's a nuisance.
I can't carry any more.
No, I noticed. I'll have to run back then. It's quite a run back. It's because I've taken too long. That's how much I explored and I've got full inventory. Good rough guide. Yeah, don't drop any more.
My bag is too heavy.
I've got to remember what that is as well. You can't mark the map as far as I'm aware. Oh, there's a merchant here, so I don't have to go all the way back.
No one round here appreciates the work I put into acquiring these fine wares. It's not easy, I can tell you that.
I reckon it is. Especially since you're an NPC and it automatically goes into your inventory. So you don't even try. I'm the one out there killing all the zombies and that. Putting the effort in. What are you doing? Nothing. I doubt I'll miss all of that gold lying about. There we go. The gold isn't there anymore though. The items are. So how come just the gold disappeared? I guess we'll never know.